the beginning.
My hair is so flat today, but it's the best I could do after I was
Well, it's like 109 degrees outside, so what are you gonna do?
on the playa.
On the playa.
Joey.
Is that what it's called? I thought you were literally in the Dells. I'm like, is she
No,
at Land of
it was-
Natura right now?
No, Stoughton.
That's awesome. All right. I got the mic in the right spot.
Hello, I'll sit up.
All right. Well, you don't have to. You can grab onto it too
No,
and lean
no.
back.
I'm gonna
After a
like
little bit of wine, who knows?
cross my legs.
Do you want a pillow?
Nope,
All right.
I'm good.
Or a book? Look at I'm using books. We're going to get it all dialed in.
All right.
Hello. Welcome to the first episode of the Anna Angle with a guest.
Whoop.
Mari, it's so great to have you here.
Thank you. I am honored.
I'm just excited. This is where it's better not to drink alone, and it's much better to have a guest, especially a dear friend of mine who is a very big deal here in Madison, Wisconsin. Cannot wait to get into why that is. Mari, do you want to introduce yourself and just say a little something?
A little ditty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to take a sip.
Okay.
Cheers
Well, let's
first.
cheers.
Let's cheers first. Won't be the first and won't be the last.
Yes. Cheers. Oh, I have to drink.
For inquiring minds, we are drinking an Italian Sauvignon Blanc. Wine Access. I'll put the link in the comments. It's fabulous. Anyways, all right, Mari, tell 'em.
I'm Mari Slobanoff, and I'm the owner broker of Living in Madison here in Madison, Wisconsin. I sell real estate, but I don't like the term influencer, but I have an Instagram page that has grown quite a following here for building community for all of Madisonians and for people who are moving here or visiting here. And it's just an informational page to get to know Madison.
And can I just say, so that's how I met Mari. I had moved back here 3-ish years ago. And I know social media we can knock social media as much as we want, but on Instagram, that's where I find a lot of information and a lot of things. So I think I reached out to Mari and was like, would you ever want to grab a drink?
And I said, heck yeah, come to my event.
She goes, do you want to come to a wine event? And I was like, I was on a cleanse. Like, by the way, the cleanse was great, kind of, but like, and I went to the wine event, never having met Mari and being on a cleanse, so I couldn't even drink at the event. And you know what? I'm just going to cheers you one more time. Again, not going to be the last one, for just inviting me and having an open heart and willing to invite someone that you had never met a day in your life. Hey, come to my wine event. All right, sounds good.
I would say that says a lot about you because you're a yes person and I am too. And I think that's why we immediately clicked, is just like the energy. And when you're a yes person, you find your people.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of why I created the page, was just to create community for people, because that's all we're seeking. And so you reached out, you were open-minded to reach out. I said, heck yeah, I always love having parties and inviting people, especially strangers. And you said yes, you came. And I mean, everything we've done since then has just been us both being open-minded and saying yes to every opportunity.
Isn't that so special though? Like, I don't know. It's not, I think that's more the rarity. Now, what you said about community, I want to dive into that a little bit, just because I think that maybe, and again, I'm newer to Madison. I'm from here, as you know, but I
Different chapter.
Yeah, different chapters, right? So I come back here and, of course the pandemic had just kind of ended, or all the things in the pandemic has ended now. And I do think a lot of people think that nowadays people just want to be on their phones or on their screens or whatever. And I do think that there's some truth to that. Obviously, that's where I'm meeting my friends, is on Instagram. But like, tell me more about what you think about the community aspect and like how people are just like aching for more of a community.
I see a big draw actually going back, even in younger generations. So I have 2 kids who are 12 and 10, and I think I see them more pulling to having face-to-face interactions. Yes, they all want Snapchat. They all want these things because they want to be involved.
Yeah.
And the only way to be involved is to have those things because they're seeking community. But if everyone didn't have it, then they would go back to text message and do those things. So I've been having a lot of conversations with them about like, well, what is important to you about having that? And so I think what we're all seeking is that face-to-face.
Yeah.
But if you have to initiate it through, Instagram or whatever it is, that's a great first step, but then you have to get face to face. So even on my page, if someone adds me,
Yeah.
I immediately send them a message saying, "Hey, thanks for following. If you have any questions," I want them to know like I'm a real person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll have people message saying, "Can your group?" And I'm like, "No, it's me. It's just me.
Can your
I
group
answer
can your
everything.
group come to my opening?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'll be there."
I'll be It'll be me." But I think it's so important that there's real conversation and there's real connection with people. And
Yeah.
so getting from either a platform or whatnot to face is probably the best thing you could do. And if you're a new person in a city, that would be my recommendation. You have to get in front of people, even if
Yeah.
it makes you like anxious or what have you.
And I talk to people about that type of thing all the time with, like, the networking events and, like, because I would say, again, it's the rarity that people really look forward to networking events and networking in
Yeah.
general, but then once you do it, it's like, "Oh my gosh, you don't know what doors could potentially open." And then as far as, like, the screen, like, opening a door to maybe other connection, I see that all the time with the magazines.
Yep.
Because like, people love saying, "Oh, print is dead," and all this stuff, and it's like, it can be if it's used in the wrong way, but what I've seen and there's even statistics specifically with, like, niche products or, like, magazines that are going towards separate like, markets that are more targeted, and, like, they're absolutely crushing it right now. I know Brava's about to have our biggest year that we've ever had, and it's like, that's a magazine.
But it's also community based. It's women
Yeah.
based. It's bringing it. I I've been following that the women to watch,
Yeah,
is that what it's
yeah.
called? I love that because it showcases, I mean, these incredible, I mean, this isn't a Bravo plug, but sure
I'll
it
take it. We'll take it.
is. I just think it showcases some of the most amazing people in our community, and I would have no clue who they are. And so then you go to this function and then they're
Mhm.
all there, and that is probably the one of the best networking events for women if someone wants to go to it. I always have my team come with me because I just think it's great to um, be in the same room as some of these
Right.
incredible women.
Yeah.
But I also think even like reading a book, I'm on my phone. I average 12 hours a day on my phone.
So your screen
It's
time thing
pretty
is, like,
gross.
is constant.
And so even reading, I won't read a book on my phone. I want
Mhm.
everything to be
So
off
same.
my phone. And so,
Clearly.
yeah, because I have to be on it so much for work purposes and I love it. It serves me very well.
Of course.
I try to get off of it as much as possible. Or like
Mhm.
this weekend I went to the lake and I'm trying to be more engaged, you
Engaged
know.
with what you're
And I
doing.
think a lot of people are feeling that post COVID. And
Yeah.
so we're seeing kind of that shift even in all generations.
Which is a good thing. Well, let's talk about how it's changed real estate. Like, how did you get into
Social media?
social media
Or
and just, like, all the technology, like, and
yeah.
how did you get into real estate again?
Um I was in accounting for
That's what I
12
yeah.
years, with a really small company in DC,
Okay.
Maryland, actually,
Right.
to be specific. And Anton, my husband, got a job here as the diving coach.
Right, that's
And
what it was.
but pre-COVID, they let me work remotely because I had been working with them so long. So I continued doing my job. I ran their office from here.
Okay.
And it was great. We had a great partnership, but then I got really bored and I had 2 kids and I was like, I need something. I'm so extroverted. And
Yeah.
so I was sitting in my tiny little office in my bedroom. And so I went and got my license, and I'll try to make this shorter than my long-winded story. But I got my license. I joined Keller Williams and I had no idea what I was doing. I showed up every day. I worked my accounting job still.
Did you
And
have a base do you have a base salary? Like, I don't
no,
know how any of these real
no,
estate
it's all
people work.
commission.
It's all commission.
So the
Okay.
first 6 months is so hard because it takes so long to get your first commission,
Of course.
and our sale process is not quick.
I know.
And so Lynn Holly was there and
That terrifies me, by the way. Like,
it never scared me because I had a full-time job still.
oh, you did?
Yep,
Okay,
I
so you
kept my
still were
job
doing it.
actually for 18 months, which
Okay.
is looking back is
Insane.
insane
Yeah.
because I had 2 little tiny kids. I had a full-time accounting job. I would sit in the office with Lynn doing my job, listening to her. I was just trying to absorb everything.
Okay.
Go on appointments at night. My husband was a coach still, so he was working nights and traveling. I look back and I'm like, this part of my life is actually really easy.
It's really
I don't
calm
know how I
compared to
got
what
through
oh,
that.
no kidding.
But yeah, Lynn Holly was there.
Did you have childcare then? Or, like, how did that
No,
you just
I had I mean, I would take them with me if I needed to. They went to preschool, or they went to Preschool of the Arts, plug
Okay.
for preschool. It's the
Okay.
best preschool ever.
Really?
Yes.
Good. Well, not that I need that, but for folks
Yes.
out there, good to know.
And so, but they only went to half days because that's all I could afford. So then they came home at noon, and then you just figure it out.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah, I got in with Lynn Holly. She asked me to be her buyer's agent. I had no idea what I was doing, and she just mentored me and took me under her wing, and I learned real estate really fast.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, it was
Like, do you remember your
awesome.
first deal?
Absolutely. I still have the check.
Tell me
I kept it.
tell me everything.
It was actually pretty insane. I got a call. It was a lead from one of our listings, which doesn't happen that often anymore.
Right.
And they said, "We want to go see this condo." And I said, "Great, I'll go show it."
Right. Like hauling ass out the door, ready to go.
So it's in Middleton. I go show it, and they're like, "Okay, we like it. We want to write an offer. We're cash." And I looked at them and I was like, no idea what to do next.
I'll email you some.
No, I said, "Well, I'm going to meet you at a coffee shop." And I called
Lynn.
I called our assistant at the time, Molly Babler, and she was licensed too. And I said, "Could you meet me at the Chocolatarian and help me write this offer?" It was cash. We got it accepted. And it was like,
Did you call
the
your husband?
crazy-
You're like,
I sell real estate now.
Like, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah. So I
That
still have that check.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's too good. Tell me about, really quick, and this has nothing to do with anything other than you're extroverted as am I. Do you need any downtime? Do you need any alone time?
Yeah. So when I'm driving, my car is quiet. 100%. I don't listen to music.
No podcasts.
Only yours. I listened to it yesterday in the car. But normally I just need really, really quiet because my house is noisy with my kids.
Yeah.
Everyone always needs my attention. And so when I'm in my car, it's my quiet time.
Okay.
And then actually someone was asking me this weekend because one of my friends is more introverted
Yeah.
than me. And I told her I get a lot from other people. So I get my energy. When you're extrovert, you get your energy from other people.
That's like the definition of
Yeah.
it, right? Yeah.
So I grow by being here.
Mhm.
I could go out all night now, you know,
Mhm.
because you're filling my
Same,
bucket
same,
and
same.
I'm like ramped up. and
Recharging.
yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
here we go. But with managing a business, running real estate, doing everything else, yes, I get really tired. And we just got a hot tub a year ago. And so I will sit and I'll read. And that's like 5 minutes.
That's like your downtime that you
Yeah.
like need though.
Sometimes.
Because I found as I've gotten older, and we're right around the same age, so like I still don't need the downtime that I think a lot of other people, or not even downtime, but like alone time or quiet time.
I don't need alone time.
Yeah.
Really.
See, I don't either.
Like
having
my
this
husband
convers-
likes alone time.
Yeah, I feel like that's typically what happens is
Mhm.
one of the two really enjoys some sort of alone time or needs time to like recharge. And I'm like, who can I go out with to recharge?
Well, last
but
Friday,
people do drain me too, though. There
Yeah,
are some
yeah,
people
yeah.
that definitely drain me.
I love, and I know you do too, positive focus. When people are negative succubuses, that drains me. I need people, even if I'm in a group chat and it's just so negative, I'll try to spin the conversation because what's the point of just sitting here and being
Well, and we
negative?
can all bitch about stuff,
Mhm.
right? Like there's enough going on in the world, in our lives that like I could probably sit here and talk about just garbage all day long if you really wanted me
Yeah.
to. I would never do that because I just
But there's so much good. Even
there's so
you
much
were talking
good.
about how pre chat. Sorry, we had a pre chat. I guess.
Yes.
You were talking about how many buckets you fill with Joyride and
Yeah.
doing that, and like the positivity or the positive effect you have on people. I mean, I feel it. Like I know just from following, and I think it's hard because going back to social media, what people portray on social media is so fake.
Right.
And so you don't know what is real and what's not. But I
Mhm.
know you. So I know what you put on there is real. And I hope that's what people can get from me is I am very genuine in what I post. And if I go somewhere, it's because I'm going there.
Exactly.
I don't really want to toot someone else's horn. I'm living.
Have you ever been in a situation where you do go somewhere and it wasn't maybe the greatest experience, but you are going to post about it? Or like, how do you handle that?
I mean, if I have a horrible experience, I probably wouldn't
You just
post
won't post
about it.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the time, I just try to find the good in what I
Mhm.
did. So it's either the service or the food or the experience or the people that I was with.
Right.
There's something I can find joy in.
Of course.
I mean, the food around here, I haven't really been somewhere that I didn't
Just
like. I
despise.
mean,
Exactly. Isn't that great though?
it's one of the best things about Madison.
Well, that's what I tell people all the time, and no shade to Colorado Springs because that's where I used to live. And like, it's 4 times the size of Madison. It's over 1,000,000 people, 1 point something million people. And the food scene in Madison is 4 times better. And it's like,
We're so lucky, and
we
we have
are.
such great produce and I mean, I could go on and on
No, same. I mean, we could have an entire episode just talking
on
about
food.
food and restaurants and
Yes.
all that. But like, and maybe we'll do that at some
Yeah,
point.
we'll take it to a restaurant.
We could take it to a restaurant, but then like all my equipment we
Yeah.
need to bring.
This
It wouldn't
maybe
look like this. Maybe we'll bring the restaurant
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
But no,
yeah.
that would be good. I do have takeout in my fridge right now.
Mm.
The life of a 40-something
Yes.
person that lives
I don't
in
know
a
what I'm eating for dinner, so there you go.
There's Thai in there. Do you like Thai?
Oh, I love Thai.
Okay. Well, there's this little
Actually, Thai is probably this is why I like Canada. Thai is probably my favorite type of food.
It's one of why haven't we gone out for Thai?
No. Where's your favorite?
I love a Han. I think
Oh.
a Han's off the charts.
It's far for me.
It's
It's
far
far.
because I know.
Yeah.
What's
don't
the
get there
best over
very-
by you?
Thai basil.
Yeah, Thai basil's good. I've ordered from Thai basil before. Because
So
they're open on, I think, Mondays, and Ahan's not usually open. I like Halong Bay. I like all
Oh,
different things at different places.
Yep.
Like I love the spring rolls at Monsoon Siam, but I only like the pad thai. It's whatever. It's just
and I like really spicy.
so do I. I want to like burn my
Yes,
face off.
I want to sweat.
Yeah, same. And then they're like the gal from Ahan. So the chef's mom from Ahan, this is like a plug. I don't work for them and whatever, but the chef's who's like a James Beard Award winning
Yeah.
chef from Ahan, her
Jamie.
mom is the head chef right now at Bao Lao, the
Mhm.
little overflow place, just so you guys know, on Willie Street, right like kitty corner from Ahan. And I met her and she's like, "Oh, you like it how I like it." She came out, she gives me every time I go in there, she gives me a big hug and she's like, "Try
We
this
should
one."
have gone there.
And I'm like, "We could go there."
I have to
After
you know.
you gotta go. You're busy with real life work. I gotta go. I might have to go to the hospital. We'll see.
Yeah.
Life, man. Okay, so let's talk. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about okay, how do you? And this isn't that important to me, if I'm completely honest, but I'm always curious how people do this when they have kids. Like, how do you figure out how to do like the social media thing for your kids? Because you know how much joy your social media is bringing, like the community of Madison, especially the Living in Madison page. Like, what are you doing with the kids? Like, do you allow them?
They don't have phones.
They don't have phones yet. Okay,
So they have iPads, but
that's like the
they-
same.
they don't have
You can't
any
get the
apps
apps.
on that.
So there's like restrictions you can. put
Yeah,
on
and
these.
there's
Okay.
time restrictions. There's app They have to ask me for permission, so it comes to me and I just reject it, and
Okay.
they don't get it.
I love that for you.
I know.
Do their friends get it though? Like, what do you do?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Especially my oldest. A lot of his friends have either TikTok or Snapchat. A lot of my friends have some rules. Like one of them has high schoolers, and
Okay.
she said you can have one social media, and I kind of like that rule
I don't mind that. Yeah.
because
Make them
it
have
limits
Instagram
them.
because that's really all I
Yeah,
do.
but
Well,
they
I do
don't want
LinkedIn
it.
too. They
Yeah.
they want
They don't
like
want
Snapchat or
LinkedIn.
TikTok.
They mostly want Snapchat. That is the app for that age grade.
Okay.
range.
That's so funny. Because
So
I
my-
just got Snapchat again for the first time in like.
I have it. I don't use it. The only
I-
thing I read is Daily Mail on there.
Oh,
which
really?
Is so weird.
I should follow that. So all I follow is I have girlfriends who really don't post much of like their social stuff on Instagram, but they put it on Snapchat.
And they're your age?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's like, it's just, I feel like their social media, their Instagram is more like family stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they're at a work trip and they have a martini, that's on Snapchat. And I'm like, I want to know where they are. And we all just had this conversation of like sharing locations with each other because we're like, where is everybody?
I
But
think
Snapchat allows you to see
Instagram
that.
is trying to do that. There's some
I know.
little thing
I
on
just
the
saw
right.
it pop up.
I don't.
I
haven't
got
looked at it
creeped
yet.
out and I turned the location deal off because I was like, I don't know that I need all my Instagram people to know where I'm at.
Right. Well, I definitely wouldn't. Yeah.
Right?
But
Because you
with-
have yeah.
well, with living
Living-
in Madison, I try not to post a lot of I mean, there is personal stuff, but my 12-year-old really doesn't want to be on social media. He doesn't want me putting him on social.
Yep.
So I always ask him permission. So we have a lot of rules with that because now I need to respect his privacy.
One, I think
and
that's smart.
yeah,
You gotta,
and it's
yeah,
his
be on the same.
decision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Where my youngest may care. Right
Mhm.
now he doesn't, but still, like, so I just went to a Mallards. No, not a Mallards.
Did you go to the Mallards game last night?
No, I went
Damn it.
to
All the Joyride people went and I didn't. I needed a night to like.
Rejuvenate.
I couldn't. Last night last night that's a good example of a night where I couldn't be around people. I just needed to like
I agree.
get my
I go
stuff
out
together too sometimes.
so much that it's not that I need like time by myself. I
Mm-mm.
still have kids and husband around, but I can't go out every night.
Administrative tasks.
Yes.
Like you got to get like
I got to recoup.
right.
Yeah.
And if I wouldn't have stayed home last night, I wouldn't have gotten any of this set
Yeah.
up. I would have been thinking about it all night and I wouldn't have slept.
Yeah.
Because I would have cranked it up at the duck blind. Okay, but anyways, continue. I'm
Well,
sorry.
no, I went to. I'm totally failing right now. What is the girls' team called?
The Radicals?
No,
Rally?
no.
Soccer?
The Mallards, the softball team.
Nightmares?
Nightmares. Thank you.
Is that the women's team? I keep
Yes.
seeing stuff
Yes.
and I'm like, why?
And they're amazing.
course.
And so a friend of mine was at a teen softball game, and there was a girl there who plays for the Nightmares.
Okay.
And my friend Jamie was like, you should follow Living in Madison because she's new here this summer.
Great.
So
Make friends. Look at me.
she started following Living in Madison, and then I messaged her because Jamie had told me that. We connected. I took my son to the Nightmares with his friend. She messaged me saying, hey, I saw you're here because I did a thing on a home run
Yeah.
or something. She came out, she signed their ball, she took pictures with them. So talk about community.
How cool is that?
I was like, this is why I love this so much. And so she's following it to just get ideas while she's here this summer. And then it was great. My kids got that experience.
Of course.
And so that night though, the my son had a friend with him, so I had to like cut him out of it. Like, I'm not going to put him on anything.
Of course.
But I ended up not doing a whole reel on it. I just did some stories because
Yeah.
they had home runs and it was fun.
But that's so fun.
Yeah.
But there's like so many little things that I think that people like are aching to know about. And that's where I think the like, again, social media gets a bad rap sometimes, but it can also be the best introduction
And there's
to
so many pages right now that are doing similar things.
Oh.
And so I'm trying to just keep figuring out how I can reinvent or
Yeah.
be different from them. But really, I mean, everyone follows different things.
Mhm.
So my audience could be different, totally different from another
Yeah.
page. And that's what's awesome is like everyone can have their own audience. And even with 30,000 followers, I mean, how many people are in Madison? I still don't have
I know.
nearly.
Well, and I'm certain
quarter
people in
of it.
other places are following it too.
Yes,
Because
there's a lot
I-
of people
I
from
tell-
other places.
I tell like I have a lot
Like
friends.
Leah.
Yeah, I was
Leah
just gonna
follows.
say I have like friends in other places, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we follow that." The other thing I was gonna tell you, was now I lost my train of thought, but I'll think of it again. No,
She's
do you follow Eat with Troy? Do you follow him?
Yes. Yep.
He's gonna be on the podcast.
Oh, he's awesome.
so I've been
and he
follow-
just started recently.
I know.
So
And
I'm
I was
on
like
TikTok.
scrolling to the beginning of his stuff because I was like, he's a you guys, he's a food. I think he's only like
He
really
only is food.
mostly food.
Yeah.
And
They're
then-
all the food people are starting to do kind of the events and some other
Mhm.
news things. So it's
but I think
interesting.
he really wants to like hold on to this. Like, well, I gotta. I'll
He
talk
says-
to him about it.
Tell me where the best burrito is. And then he'll go to all these places
Yeah.
and then he does a real review where my page is not review.
Yep.
I'm not reviewing places. It's not, I mean, I can, but I don't
Yeah.
want to. My whole thing is to showcase new places.
Yep.
Highlight our small community, small business owners.
Yes.
Give them a platform that they may not have. Where Eat with Troy is like going out reviewing. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what I mean. Every single one of these platforms is so different,
Which is
that
great.
there's a home for all of us, and like there's no competition because we're all so different.
Which is so great.
And you could follow all of them and you'd have such a different.
Well, you have a
experience.
different experience with all. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the same with podcasts. It's the same with
Yeah.
a lot of this different stuff, like
Yep.
that is accessible. But if you're not that into it, then just go to the next one, or
Right.
figure out something else.
I wish some people would do that instead of leaving hate comments.
Well, okay. So tell me about that. Do you read comments?
Uh, I do. I try not to hide them because it's someone's opinion.
For sure.
And so I try not to take it towards me because sometimes I'm talking. Well, right now I started adding more of my shorts of my YouTube,
Okay.
and those get more hate. And so with those, I just want to respect their opinion. So I don't necessarily take it as like an insult to
Yeah.
me. And I am just the delivery of the information.
For sure.
And so those are easier for me to dismiss.
Give a plug to the YouTube page because I've been following that just because
Oh,
I'm not in the position to buy a home right now,
yeah.
which is what the other thing
That's the whole point of this.
when I first reached out to you and I was like, would you ever want to grab a drink? I'm like, shit, she's going to think that I want to buy a house. And here I am moving back to Madison.
I hope you know now that that's not my MO.
Well, now I know that. Well, of course. But then I was getting ready to meet you. I'm like, how am I going to explain to this lovely lady that's like opening her arms to me, being like, yeah, let's grab a drink. I'm excited to have you. And I'm like, shit, if she's like, oh, this is going to be great. She just moved back here. She's going to want to buy a house. And I'm like, look, lady, I'm just trying to make my rent this month. So
so that's how we've always sold real estate too,
Which
though.
is-
It's a long-term thing. For me, it's about building relationships. And I think that's why my page was so easy for me to do because it's all just relationships. It's
Yes.
community.
yes.
So when I have any sort of interaction,
Yeah.
that is not my, yes.
That's probably why you do so well, though. That's
well,
great.
I'm been in sales my whole life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've always had a different approach to it.
Mhm.
And so if you never buy a house, why would I not be friends with? That's so crazy to me.
Right. Right. No,
So
I just
if
think
I could help you or someone that you know, awesome. If I can't, like,
let's have
who
a
cares?
drink and
Yeah,
call it a day
whatever.
anyways. That's so funny.
So
Okay, but give a plug to your YouTube just because you guys,
it's living in Madison.
Is it living in Madison real estate or is it living in Madison? The
Is
YouTube,
it-
where
is
you
it
do the,
RE? Hold on.
we got
Just a
we'll-
moment.
We'll put it in the comments. So you guys, the reason I'm plugging this is because it's a lot of education around,
Oh, it is RE.
I
So
think-
living
yeah.
in Madison, RE, real estate. Thank you. Thank you for correcting.
It's all right. We're gonna go in here, but no. So it just is a lot of education around what is available, what's happening in the real estate market. There's so much noise,
It's
and we'll get into food noise in a
talking
second.
about
But like,
development.
Yes.
I'm trying to put a focus on like the development of how Madison is changing because the developments that are happening in Madison are going to change pricing. They're going to change where people want to live. They're going to change tourism, all these things. And so instead of just focusing on where my Instagram's community, all these small businesses, YouTube's more development based. So I want to talk about how Madison as a whole is changing. So I just did one on DeForest.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's actually active
haven't
yet.
seen
It
that
might. I think it might.
I
be
could
going
tell you
this
the
week.
ones that pop up on the
Yeah.
TV for whatever.
Oh, I
reason.
love
They
it. Have you
always-
seen my commercial?
No,
I was just in the WRA commercial.
no,
It's on like
something.
real TV.
Okay.
No, it just comes up as a local
Well, I
commercial.
don't have real TV.
I know, but
That's
it'll-
the YouTube algorithm like shows me your stuff because
Mm.
like I troll
you
your
know me.
page.
Yeah. Well, that was pretty cool.
I
So
gotta.
they
We gotta
asked
see it.
me-
Okay.
I'll send it to you. But I just did one on DeForest. I think it's going to go live this week.
Exciting.
And
Forest is awesome, by the way.
well, it's growing and they just added the Young Blood.
The
There's
brewery,
going to be the hockey rink there.
Yes.
There's going to be this live music area.
amphitheater type deal, right?
And then there's already this huge sports outlet, or I mean, that's where we go to lacrosse. That's
Yeah.
where we have all of our youth football and our flag football. And so if you follow
All
that,
the way over there for you.
it's only 30 minutes.
Is
I mean, think about it. I used to live in Orange County.
That's true. So
and-
you're used to, but like I feel like in Madison, it's very like, oh, I don't go
I love
downtown.
that. Everything is 30 minutes. Like, it took me
agree.
30 minutes to get here,
Yes,
too.
that's
you
true.
know? So I just think if you follow those trends and you buy into Forest, like you guys should buy into Forest,
Well,
build a house into Forest. If you are going to do that, you're going to beat
mhm.
what will eventually be
What's
very
coming next.
expensive
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
it's going to grow.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to showcase to people is follow the trends, follow the development,
Mhm.
follow where all these things are happening, because that's where you should buy.
That's awesome.
So that's the focus of YouTube, where I think I'm just trying to take a different approach on each platform.
Which is great. Talk to me about the merging of living in Madison and then living in Madison real estate and how that's going and what that looks like and maybe even challenges or whatever is going
Yeah,
on.
it's always a question, if you talk to people about in real estate,
Yeah.
and I've been on podcasts for real estate, I've been on panels and things like that, and everyone's question is, should I have one page or should I have 40?
What are we doing? Yeah.
I always say it's better to have one, but I have children. I don't want my personal stuff on that page. So I have 3 pages.
Yeah.
I have my personal page, which I really don't post that
That's
much
fine.
to anymore.
That's
I'm
what I usually like
exhausted.
send things to.
Yes.
And then, yeah.
You'll get a quicker response to
Yeah.
that one. And then living in Madison community, all events, small businesses, and then living in Madison real estate page is all of our just solds, just listed, client testimonials, things like that. Nobody really wants to follow a real estate page. So that's my advice to people
That's
if
so-
they have a real estate page.
Well, because it's like a moment in time, right? You're not like buying houses.
You don't care what I sold. If you're not buying and selling, like, yes, it's important for me to have that on that page so
I
there's
think so too.
reputation.
I think so too. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So yes, I need to show that I sell houses because that's my job.
Yeah.
But it's boring to follow that. But you need to have that history.
Yeah.
But for you to want to follow living in Madison real estate, which I think you do because you're
Of course I
nice,
do.
but it's
like, you're right. Like it builds more of the reputation and it builds the brand, but it's not necessarily going to get you a listing or get you like, so I'll compare it to the wedding magazine.
Yeah.
I work for Chicago
Yep.
Style Weddings, plug for that magazine. And if anyone sees me liking stuff online, I'm not getting married again. It's because that's why I had to create a separate account just for that Chicago Style Anna. Cause I'm like, everyone's like, I post pictures at photo shoots and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, are you getting married
you
again?
finding
And
a
I'm like,
venue?
no,
Thank you.
absolutely not. But, so like a wedding magazine is very different than any other publication that I work for. For example, just because a wedding is like one moment in time and our social
Hyper-focused.
media
Yeah.
is more focused on, getting more or like helping out more potential advertisers than it is the brides themselves.
Yep.
Does that make sense? Because
Mhm.
why would a bride would only follow us for probably a year?
Yep.
And then they're not going to follow us anymore because they're married.
Right.
Just like they're only going to have the magazine in their hands for, 6 months to 2 years or however
While they're
long they're
looking at it. Yep.
engaged. And then they're going to be done with it. Where living in Madison, for example, you're always going to follow it because you want the updates. You want to know what concerts coming to Bree Stevens. You want to know what restaurant to check out or whatever. So I would compare it a little bit to the wedding deal because
Absolutely.
like you're not going to follow a real estate page just to like, you're not going to like hire you from following the real estate page. You might,
maybe
the credibility.
So there's a few agents that are incredible. Emily Walzak in Milwaukee.
Okay.
She's Keller Williams.
What's her page?
Her name.
I might follow her.
Yeah.
There's one I follow in Milwaukee and I'm always sending these links because they're
Send me one.
gorgeous.
So
and they're at a great price point.
She is so curated to make you feel you just want to see the houses because she does such a good job on her tours and she's so creative in how she comes up with showcasing.
Cool. Okay.
So that's what she puts her energy into. And she's on TikTok and she did all these like walkthroughs, but that's her thing. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
And so everyone has their niche.
Very $1 million listing. Like, is that what it's like? Because my friends in North Dakota like crush, like,
yeah,
it's literally like $1 million listing when you walk into some of these
and
mansions
some people
that
love
they sell.
just the big houses. There was a guy I was on a panel with in Atlanta this year and he was like, I don't know why I'm on this panel. All I do is show nice houses.
And you're like, that's probably why you're on the panel,
your
bro.
niche. Yeah. And so his whole thing is just showcasing his amazing houses. We don't want to pinhole ourselves to one. Like I sell $1 million houses. I sell $300,000 houses and I will help you no matter what it is. We have a team. We go everywhere. We're Partyville down to Beloit, I would say. And so I don't want to just showcase $1 million homes because I don't want someone to feel like, hey, if I wanted to use her for my $400,000 house. So there's just a lot of thought that goes into it. And it's really what
And there's no right or wrong probably. It's
No.
just what's right for you
Yep.
and what's right for your team and what's right for the whole deal.
So when I give people advice, I really have to hear their why, or like
Mhm.
who their avatar is. Who are they really trying to attract to their
Mhm.
page? And so every page is different.
Yeah.
And
So
so,
are you trying to kinda go with the same thought process of living in Madison as the page to the Living in Madison real estate, like saying like, "Hey,
yep.
just come to Madison or come check out this area. This is also we're selling these
We can
homes
also
and we're
help you if you
closing and
want,
we're opening."
but you can
Exactly.
stay on this page
Yep.
and just be here for the community
Yep.
because I love that too.
Of course.
And we do a lot of client events,
Yeah.
and I love inviting people to that. So whenever we have a client event, we invite all of our clients first.
Mhm.
And then if it doesn't fill up with that, then we open it up to our database of 10,000 people
Which is
plus,
great.
and anyone can come to that. There are some people who come to it at almost every single event who've bought with somebody else, and they come, and I love it.
But isn't that great? Don't
Yeah.
you, like, want that? You know,
I
because
want
it's
people
like
to feel connected because
mhm.
really why I started this page was when I moved here from Maryland. So I was born in Seattle,
Yep.
moved to California, moved to Maryland, moved here.
And your family's in France,
My dad's family's in
but you never
France.
lived in France.
No.
Okay.
And I wasn't born in France. People always think I was born in France.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Pas du tout. Uh, but I um
So
when I moved
Seattle, California, Maryland, here.
here, and when I moved here, we met our realtor through Anton's work. It was a guy who worked in like the facilities of um where he worked, and he was like, "My son-in-law sells real estate." So we called him. Great guy, Trent Estabrook, still a friend of mine, and he introduced me to all of his friends, and he was so kind. I didn't know anybody. And then Anton traveled all the time, so I was
Yeah.
home by myself,
Yeah.
bored out of my
With the
mind,
kids.
and they no
No
kids at the
kids yet.
time,
Okay.
and they lived in Cross Plains, so I'd drive out to Cross Plains. They were just great. Emily Smith is still one of my best friends. I
'Kay.
met her through Trent,
How
and
great is
so
that?
that's where I was this weekend with
That's
her.
oh, so
And
cool.
so I just love what he did for me. I'm just kind of paying it forward
Yeah.
because I want anyone to feel that same. I think it's so hard to move to a new city. I've done it multiple times.
Especially as an adult.
And so,
You would think that, like, kids are, like, immature and whatever, but,
yeah, but
like,
they
as an
can
adult, it can be really,
adapt.
really it can be challenging.
Yeah. And especially if you have, I am outgoing and it's hard for me. And so
Yeah.
I think if you have any anxiety, any social anxiety, it would be so challenging. And
Yeah.
so just come to our event.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people there that may feel the same as you, and every single event has different group of people. And
Mhm.
so I just love that part.
That's so cool. One of my aunts, who I'm very close with,
Oh,
has
did you
s
fill this up?
I yeah, I might
Oh,
have.
thank you.
Oops. Whatever. But my aunt, who's, one of my very favorite people, Aunt Barbie, hello, if you're listening, she told me that one of her things that she loves to do at events, at any type of not even necessarily, like, networking events, but, like, at events, is, like, if she sees someone kind of, like, off to the side, like, they wanna be there, clearly they showed up, but they're just, like, kinda off to the side. She'll go up to them and say something like, "Hey," like, "I I get it that this isn't ideal." Like, "Well, what's your story? Like, what are you here for?" Or whatever, and, like, immediately, the person usually, like, gets at ease
Drops
because
their guard.
exactly,
Yeah.
drops the guard a little bit, or at least says, like, "Yeah, you're right. I really don't wanna be here. My boss made me come. My whatever made me come, or I know I need to meet people, but I don't this isn't really my deal." And I thought that was, like, such a lovely way of, like, her paying it forward.
Yeah.
And they're not even like, she wouldn't even be the top of the extrovert list for me. Like, my mom, I don't even think my mom would consider, like, going to an event as a like, she would just be like, "Let's go," like,
Yeah.
whatever, but, like, I just thought I think it's special anytime anybody can kinda, like, not even pay it forward, but just, like, let's go, like,
Well,
everybody
that's what an
wants to be a
open
part.
house is.
Yes.
So I kill open
I
houses
bet.
because I just love talking to people. And so I try to you you can't really teach rapport.
Yeah.
Like, you just get it or you kind of
Have you ever
don't. I
seen
guess
people that try too hard, though?
yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah.
"Stop, just shut up,"
So
especially
my
men. The men that I've met, like, come on.
yeah,
Okay, continue.
I can see through
Yeah,
that pretty quick.
a mile away.
But with rapport in an open house or a networking event, it's like just compliment them. Fine. So I always say compliment someone, make them laugh. So that's always my goal. Like, I love laughing. I love just when somebody laughs, it just
Best.
fills my
It's
bucket
the
because I'm
best.
like, "Oh, I'm funny."
Yeah, this is good. How about like, I think, well, maybe this is just me. I think calling out the awkwardness
Yes.
helps
Yeah.
sometimes too,
Just
because,
cut it.
but again, this is where it's like, I don't know. I think that being real and just being like authentic, like, hey, I really don't want to be here, but you're here and I'm here and let's
That's
have a drink or
an
let's do
amazing
whatever.
point. So I think going all the way back to the beginning of our
Yeah.
conversation, I think what people are craving is community and authenticity.
Yeah.
So because Instagram, TikTok are so curated now, the more authentic you can be online,
Yeah.
the more people will connect with you because the curated stuff is really hard. And so I've been ridiculed because my stuff isn't put together enough. Like,
Okay.
and I'm like, I'm filming on my iPhone and I edit it in Instagram.
Right.
I'm not claiming that I am a pro. I don't care. I want it to be authentic to my experience.
Right.
So I don't want it to be overly curated. And that's what I don't like about taking some of my YouTube stuff and putting it on social media because it is way more
Professionally
edited.
done. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's why people liked living in Madison at the start because it wasn't overly edited and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think the more authentic you can be, and that's why I like Emily in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Her stuff is just really genuine.
Hmm.
Uh, and that's my advice for people with any sort of platform or any sort of business is the more you can showcase your personality, if it's a good
Well,
personality,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
the
I
more
think everybody's got a good, and maybe this is like my Pollyanna, like
you'll find
find the
your
best,
tribe.
but like, yeah, find
Yep.
like I was just a guest on this podcast. Shout out to the Assist podcast with Scott and Charlie. But I was telling them that my tennis coach said to me when I was 18 years old, like boy crazy college athlete, 18-year-old Anna. And she like sees me and she's and Denise is the one of the absolute best people on this planet. She was my coach. I love her dearly. And she sat me down and she goes, "Listen, I'm gonna be really honest with you. You're never gonna be the prettiest person in this world. You're never gonna be the skinniest. I'm 18. Like she's just being really real with me. You're never gonna be the funniest. You're never gonna be this. But like, she's like, what you are smartest. She's like, but what you are gonna be is the best version of yourself. So you got to find like what makes you special or what makes you go and what makes you you and like hold on to that and like go with it the rest of your life." Mari, I don't know what would have happened if she wouldn't have had that conversation with me.
So what's your superpower?
Like, what is mine?
Yeah.
Well, I think part of mine is one, the ability to look at any situation and find the positivity, which I
Yep.
want to get into for sure before we end today. And then two, I think I can't be fake. I think I've tried it
Yeah.
and I don't.
Do you show it on your face?
I show it on
I
my
don't think
face.
I've
I
seen that.
show it in my, well, because I
You
mean, with
like
you,
me?
I'm usually in a great mood. But like, I think that, I think if you told me, hey, you really need to like button it up here and be quiet, and like I can read the room and like be who I need to be in like a sales situation
Yeah.
or in
You're
like,
professional.
oh yeah, professional situation. But like the one thing in my life that I've had the hardest time professionally selling, I didn't believe in it, and I couldn't work for it. It would, and honestly, it could have been the greatest thing ever, but like it just wasn't for me.
But that's authenticity.
And that's
Like,
where I
you have
can't.
to believe in it.
I think I just can't. I'm not good at being fake. Again, I can be professional. I can not swear when I need to not swear for my friends with the kids and stuff. You know that I'm working on that. But I think maybe that's a little bit of a super part. Like when I was first dating, I just moved down to Chicago and online dating was a brand new thing. And I was honestly looking for friends and like now because I moved down there without knowing anybody. And I'm in my 20s and Match.com was a thing. And all these girls are like, put these pictures up. And I'm like, well, that's not what I look like right now. Like, why? Because I put on some weight after college because I was used to working out 3 hours a day,
Yeah.
and I'm still eating boxes of pasta. So it's like, so I put all these pictures and I'm like, I'd rather have the guy be excited when he
There
shows
you
up
go.
for the
Yes.
date about what I really look like than like be disappointed when he shows up because at least but either way, like I just was like, I want to be what you see is what you get because that's the deal. But
I've always been that same. I mean, I know we have a lot in common.
We do, but but the best part is though, you guys, when we're together, it's like the cutest thing ever because I'm gigantic. And
Yeah,
so
we should stand up
and
because I'm
yeah,
4'11".
and then she's like 4'11", and we're like, and I'm always in like heels, and you happen to always be in flats, which is
Well,
even
I'm in
funnier
heels today.
because you knew you were coming here. But
Yeah.
like normally, it's the complete opposite. So, anyways,
So my
So tell me
best
about your-
friend
okay.
growing up
Yeah.
was 6'5", Scott Buell.
yes, you told me.
And-
About, yes,
I just think we were just like this. And even if I stood on a chair, he was still taller than me.
That's-
So I'm so used to
you
it.
come right up to like my ribs, which is great. I love it for pictures because I think it's the cutest thing I've ever
Well,
seen in my life.
I try. People say I sound taller on the phone.
That's like so funny because I feel like I don't know. I never know what
It's,
to
I
expect.
think, just an insult at how short I am. But
I will say that I had a boss one time. No one knows the name, so I don't have to say.
yeah,
Anyways, he walked off the alley. I had never met him in person because, like, I got hired during a time when it was very normal to get hired online. And he walked off the elevator, and I was like, "Oh my god, he was so hot and so tall."
oh, I thought you meant he was super
No.
short.
No, complete opposite. And I had no idea how tall he was. Like, why would I? Right?
Yeah.
I'm not like in the interview or in the thing being like, so like, what are your stats? You know,
Yeah.
like I wish
Could
it
you
was like a
stand,
roster.
please?
Could you stand? Like send me your height, weight, and the whole deal.
What is it called? The lineup?
The lineup or
Like
the
a jail
roster, right?
lineup?
Or a lineup. I was thinking like a sports roster where it says
Oh,
like height and
yeah,
weight.
yeah.
I love the
Yeah.
height and weight thing.
Didn't you have those when you were a kid? I had my own.
The
cards.
roster? Yeah.
No, I had my own like player cards.
I should. Oh, like
Yeah.
of professional athletes?
No,
Yourself?
me.
Really?
Yeah, for all my sports.
What would it say? 4'11",
Yep.
but tries like
Yep.
really, really hard.
I was the I was point guard, so it was like
Of
point
course,
guard,
just big shot.
4'11", 100 pounds.
I feel like all the women's stuff, like all I want to know is how much these broads weigh. Like all I want to know is like, do I weigh the same as
I
some of
actually
these
don't
chicks?
care anymore because like now life is like, ugh. Now it's like so hard for me because I like don't understand what weight is for other people.
That's why I want to know though.
Oh,
because
just like
it's like
so muscular. Like, are you 160 pounds and you're just all muscle?
well, that's where they used to say Serena Williams was like 140 pounds. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never been 140
Yeah.
pounds and I'm the same height as her. So like
that
she weighs more than me, I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. Maybe now she doesn't because she's doing the stuff, but I don't know.
oh
I'm
yeah.
just saying, I've never been 140 pounds. And Serena Williams, I think,
And you're
is
tiny.
stronger than me, right? Like, so I don't know what's
You'd
happening.
assume.
But on the women's, on the-
digress.
On the women's roster, it doesn't say the weights, and all I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
know is the weights.
Oh, that's true.
Like
yeah, why
actresses-
do men? Why do we care
Actresses,
about
I want to know what they weigh. They're
Probably
like, oh,
tiny.
she's a size 8, and I'm like, is she though? Because like
no.
I have size 8 stuff.
Yeah.
Like if I'm standing next to this chick on a red carpet, are we going to be the same size?
No.
Someone needs to tell me yes or no.
No.
I need to get invited to a red carpet where like these fancy sauce people are.
Mm,
No, it's just
No,
going to be a
just-
bad.
yeah,
it's gonna be a
just stay
bad-
like, you don't need to get into that. Stay in your. Well, maybe when your podcast gets
when the
really
podcast
big,
gets huge,
yeah.
then I'll be
a
on the
red
red carpet. Anyways, all right. So what do we have a little bit of time left. We got to get into how did you get your positive mindset? Like how did this happen
Oh,
in your life?
you know, I heard you mention it on your intro.
Yeah.
That your mom was always super positive.
So
My mom
positive.
is very positive as well, and she always like even growing up, if there was a homeless person, we always brought them food. Like always went literally out of our
Yeah.
way. And so we just that. And then
That's wonderful.
I was
though.
raised in an all like female matriarchal. My grandma had 3 girls. My mom had 2 girls.
Okay.
I have a lot of girl cousins.
You're very close with your sister.
I'm very close with my cousins too.
Okay.
Even my French cousins.
I'm
And
trying to get the invite to France, you guys. Like, just stay tuned on
let's
that.
just
front.
go.
Uh-uh.
I mean, we don't even
Got
need
the
an
Paris
invite.
book.
Let's just go.
Let's just go.
You know, I went in October last year.
I know.
Literally in 30-day notice.
I know.
So I'm
When
ready.
you told me when you were going, and I was like, should I tag along
Should I
on
come?
this one
You
next
should.
year?
And that's kind of positivity too. It's kind of tied all into each other because you just have to live. Like if you don't do the things, you're working so hard to just work really hard.
Right.
And I would say then Lynn, Lynn Holly was my mentor, my business partner. Her husband was dying of Alzheimer's, and
This was when she like took you under her wing.
yep, and she had that going on. She was managing this business. She has rental property. She has all these things. And her mindset was just focused on all the positive, how much time she could spend with Bill, the great things that Bill was doing. Like he was still communicating. And then once he stopped communicating, he was still smiling. And then she just kept focusing on all the positive. And so whenever I'm in a funky situation, I always think like, WW
What would Lynn
Lynn do,
do?
because it's what we do may not seem very hard with real estate, but
Mhm.
it is stressful from start to finish.
Well, at the end of the day, it's a job, right? Like,
But you're dealing with their biggest asset. Every detail matters. Everything. Timelines matter. Everything has to happen.
yeah,
And so it may not seem that important. So when you step back, you're like, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't that important, but
yeah,
it is to that person.
it is. Yeah.
So I can't not make it important because it's very important to them. And so I think that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, is because I want people to understand that I'm equally as invested in this.
Yes.
And I care. But Lynn's always taught me that just see the good in people, focus on positive, you know, if Anton and I were having any issues, she'd be like, "But Anton's so great and he does this." And I'm like, "Okay, Lynn."
So like, yeah, I don't want to talk
Be on
about
my
that now.
side.
Right. Exactly.
No. But because she knows what it's like to lose her husband. And she's like, that's all not going to matter when you're losing your husband,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I always have this like, life is so short.
It
And we
is.
are just talking about
It is.
something. I'm not going to talk about it, but like we hear about, and with American Heart Association,
Yes.
with us both being involved with that, we hear about all these stories, and we could die tomorrow. And I know that's so morbid, but I just want to live the most positive, happy life. And I want my kids to have the most,
Yeah.
I don't care they're spoiled. I want them to have a great life. I want them to learn skills,
Of course.
but I don't see the point in them not living a really happy life because I can give that to them.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to get into the things we do for the community, but I put a lot of energy into nonprofit, and not just financially, but time and stuff.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing, because those people do not have the same situation as us. And I just think, man, what if life were different and I was
Needed.
them,
Yeah.
or I was not given this path that I was so lucky. And so
Well, and
I
you've
just,
had scares. We've all had scares,
oh
right?
yeah,
With like,
all the tons of things. It doesn't matter because everyone has stuff
shit.
going
Yeah,
on. I
you
don't know
can
if we're
say
allowed to swear.
I'm allowed to. Well,
Okay.
I
We can
am.
bleep it.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not gonna believe that.
but when you talk to someone, even talking to you, I know you have stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I know the audience has stuff going on, and my stuff isn't bigger than their stuff.
No.
Their stuff isn't bigger than we all have stuff. So like, stop dwelling on the negative of that person or whatever, and just find your tribe,
Mm.
find your community, focus on the good, live the life you want to live. And that's just my whole thing. And I'm a yes person, because if I say no, man, I'm going to regret it.
I know.
I am going to majorly regret it,
I
because
know.
I have the best time when I say yes.
I could not agree more. I think that's
I mean, and I've been so honored to be given opportunities like Gin Pennant.
yes.
I mean, even though I paid for it, just that opportunity
That
was
was
so fun and so unique. I mean, I could name 500 of them, but
of course.
I love any opportunity to meet people
Well, and when I think of the friends of yours that you were open
who love
arms,
you.
like
Like Ann
invited,
tonight was like, "Oh, we'll tell Anna hi," and
and I'm like, all we're friends on Instagram, and I'm like following their kids, and I'm like, oh, this is so great, their kid, but it's like you never know, what relationships can bring, or what you might learn from other people, or what. But I do think though that I'm learning that folks that, well, one, I gravitate towards people that have that type of same outlook, but also I think that as we get older, and again, I'm midlife, you're midlife, whatever, but like I think that I'm more and more proud of that outlook as I get older and older because I think I think everything does get easier. Even the hard stuff can be easier if you look at it from a little bit of a different
Yeah, and I wish
angle
I
or
learned
differently.
it. I mean, I always kind of had that, but when I was younger, I was more just wound tight.
Yeah.
And I'm still wound tight,
I
but
I mean, I think that but again, you know that. I think awareness is huge, but, like, I still think you're absolutely crushing it. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud to be your friend. I'm proud
oh,
to be in your
I'm
circle,
so
and
happy to be your first guest. This is awesome.
I know. So every episode, we're always gonna ask, and you're gonna be a repeat, what are we toasting to? I think that
Oh,
obviously there's a lot of positive that we've talked about, and it's not meant to be like, "Oh, everything's perfect because, like you said, everybody's got their shit, like and honestly, there could be episodes of this where people are not like, people go through hard things. Everybody clearly, Lynn had something massively hard, like, there's a lot of hard stuff I talk about,
she's living her best dang life.
and
She's
good for
retired now,
that's good for her.
and that's what I mean. Like, there's a light after, there you have to see the good. And anyways, but toasting,
Yeah, what would you like to toast to today?
I mean, I would just toast a friendship. I love that.
I
I
love
think
it.
I think going from strangers to friends in a very short time is a huge thing that I don't think a lot of people get to experience.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot to say for you as a person, for me,
Mhm.
and that um I think friendships, new chapters. I love new chapters. I
Yeah.
think they're really it's really special what you can create very quickly. And in real estate, we always talk about uh what can happen in 5 years. Like, you're always setting these 5-year goals,
Okay.
but you're actually it's more surprising what you can do in a year.
Okay.
And you can set these big long-term goals, but the impact you have really quickly. So, like, what we've experienced this last year is crazy for a friendship. And
Mhm.
that's how you build friendships, is how consistent you see somebody, how open you are.
Mhm.
I mean, I spent too much time here.
No, no, no.
But
I
like
treasured
sharing,
every
when
moment
you
of it.
share and you open up, you're allowing someone and you're vulnerable to that. You don't have to be vulnerable with every
Mm-mm.
person, but when you're comfortable enough, then you're elevating an experience and a relationship to that next level. And that's what creates really good friendships. So
Absolutely.
it doesn't have someone you meet tomorrow could be your best friend in 2 years. And that's what I love about life. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
So
I love that. Well,
cheers to
let's
friendship.
yes, toasted to that. Cheers. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for answering my first Instagram message like a creep show.
I hope everyone knows I respond to every single message. I don't care how
She
weird it
responded
is.
to me, and here we
Yeah.
are. And we were
It was
sitting
worth
at
it.
this same table for a very long time a couple
Yep.
nights ago, which was absolutely fabulous as well. Um, I can't promise you all that experience, but what I can say is I'm so grateful. I
Yes.
I just
Thank you.
adore you. I think
Same.
your goals for me, I think you're absolutely fabulous. You're
I
crushing
love
it.
this podcast. I think you're highlighting just another avenue of positivity. So
And let's keep it going.
cool.
Well, thank you all so much. Stay tuned for what we're toasting to next time.
Cheers.
And cheers. Gonna say.
Asians.